Hello my friends, and as always, thank you so much for watching my video. Today I want to give you a little tip on your threading problems. Really quickly, what turned out to be with me was that the bobbin case was actually just too dirty. Now I have a Rex 351-2L, and I believe this is made by Nakajima. There are supposedly other brands that carry the same model under different names but the same style. So they just rebranded under a different name, but it's the same sewing machine. I don't know which ones they are, but I know I've heard of that. So the problem for me was that the bobbin was, or the case was actually dirty, because I bought mine used for $350. I like to buy a bunch of used things like that because you get a whole much of a better price for a great quality. Now, the typical standard problem is, of course, we have this. On top, it looks beautiful, it looks really great, but on the bottom, you get your nesting issues here and there, and it's been worse. And of course, you change the needle, you change the thread, you change the thickness of the material. All those kinds of things can affect how much tension you want to put on your sewing machine. But what was happening was that I was getting that nesting. When you have the nesting on the bottom, that means that the top thread needs to pull harder. But it got to the point where the tension was so strong that it would start shearing off the thread, and of course it would snap, and it really wouldn't take that long. And I couldn't figure out what the heck's going on, because I don't really use this all too often, but when I need it, it's a really great machine. I can do even thick leather like this. This is at least almost an 1/8 inch of leather, and it does it super easily, very easily. I have a bigger machine for thicker leather, but in any case, you have the burdening nesting, and you want to do your adjustment here, and then of course people say, "Yo, you never touch the tension on your bobbin case." But somebody else said, well, then why the hell do you have a tensioner here too? So of course I started screwing with that, and of course you think to yourself, maybe I threaded this too tight or maybe too loose. I don't know, all these things are working. And the thing was that I didn't put two and two together for a while, until I realized that when I put the bobbin, make sure you put it in the right way, okay? You put the bobbin into the bobbin case, and then you put it through the right location. Okay, let's see, come on. See, it's even a little too tight. It's even a little too tight right now, but it's working great. Okay, there we go. It's a little too tight, but when you pulled it, it should look how nice and smooth it is. What was going on before I cleaned the inside was that it would pull, and it would like snag, pull, snag, and then pull, snag, pull, snag, pull, snag. And that's why you see stuff like this, where you see it nice, really nice here, and then snag. Really nice snag, really nice snag. And that's what the problem that was that I needed to clean the inside of the bobbin case. And the way I did that was simply I grabbed some just a cotton towel or old t-shirt, put some acetone in there just to get it nice and clean, and then I used the screwdriver to get into the edges with the cotton shirt between, of course, my screwdriver and the corners, edges of the bobbin case holder, and look at the kind of dirt that came out. Stuff like that. It was a lot dirtier than I thought, and you just saw me pull the thread through it, and it was beautiful. So if you're having some issues with your thread snapping, it's obviously that the tension is too tight. But if you're having some issues with your bobbin and your case holder, it's too loose, it's too tight, or you just can't seem to get it, before you start screwing around with everything, especially if you have an old machine like mine, clean the bobbin case holder on the inside, the corners, and you should be okay, or at least that's one troubleshooting step that actually worked out for me, and it was very simple. Only took me a few hours to figure it out though. Anyway, thanks again, and hope to see you guys in another video.